There was a time not so long ago when the roles within a family and a community felt clearer. I remember it well. It was a time when the strength of a household was often measured by the quiet resilience of its women. These were the matriarchs, the steady hands that guided families through hardship and celebration alike. They didn't always hold the formal titles or stand at the podium. Their authority wasn't written down in any rule book. Instead, it was etched into the daily rhythms of life, in the smell of baking bread that filled a home, in the neatly mended clothes that kept a family warm, in the unspoken wisdom that settled disputes before they ever truly began. It was a different America, one built on a foundation of shared work and understood responsibilities. We saw this strength across the vast fabric of our nation. It was present in the farm wives of the Midwest, who could manage a budget, raise a garden, and still find time to support their neighbors. It was there in the bustling city neighborhoods where women kept the social threads of their communities from fraying. They were the organizers, the caregivers, the keepers of tradition. Their influence was profound, yet often went unremarked upon by the wider world. It was simply understood. They were the anchors, holding everything together while the men were out in the fields or the factories, the visible engines of the economy. This model of quiet, essential leadership seems like a distant echo in our fast-paced modern world. The lines have blurred, and while that has brought incredible new opportunities, some might say we've lost that sense of clear, interdependent purpose. We look back with a certain nostalgia, not for the limitations of the past, but for the inherent dignity that came with those well-defined roles. It is in this context that we can begin to understand one of America's most unique and enduring communities. The Hutterites, living a communal life rooted in centuries-old traditions, offer a window into that world. Welcome back to the colony legacy. On the surface, Hutterite society appears to be a strictly patriarchal world, a relic from a bygone era. But today, we look deeper to uncover the complex, powerful, and essential role of the women who are its bedrock. To the outside world, a Hutterite colony can seem like a place where time stands still. When you first arrive, the visual cues are striking and speak to a different way of life. The men are often dressed in dark, simple clothing, their faces framed by beards as tradition dictates. You see them driving the large farm equipment, you see them managing the colony's business dealings, you see them leading the church services. The colony's minister, always a man, holds the highest position of authority. The formal leadership, the council of men who make the major financial and spiritual decisions, is clear and unambiguous. On the surface, it looks like a textbook patriarchal society governed by men for the good of the community. That impression is reinforced by their interpretation of scripture and long-held Anabaptist beliefs. They hold a traditional view of family and community where the man is considered head of household. Women do not vote in these formal assemblies. They do not hold positions like farm boss. They do not hold positions like business manager. They do not hold positions like minister. From a modern American perspective, this can look restrictive, limiting the potential and voice of half the population. It's easy to jump to that conclusion, but first impressions can be deceiving. They rarely tell the whole story. What appears rigid from a distance is, up close, a far more complex and interdependent system. At the very heart of every Hutterite colony is the communal kitchen, or Esszimmer. To call it a mere kitchen is a profound understatement. This is the logistical nerve center of the entire community, and it is run exclusively by women. The head cook, or kochin, is a role of immense prestige and authority. She is not just preparing meals, she is a manager, a director of operations responsible for feeding hundreds of people 3 times a day, every single day. This requires an extraordinary level of planning, organization, and leadership. She oversees a rotating staff of women and girls, assigning tasks, managing schedules, ensuring that everything operates with the precision of a military campaign. The scale of this operation is difficult for an outsider to comprehend. The head cook must plan menus weeks in advance, taking into account what is available from the colony's gardens, cellars, and butcher shop. She is responsible for inventory management on a massive scale, ordering bulk supplies of flour, sugar, and other staples needed to sustain the community. She directs the daily ballet of chopping, baking, cooking, and cleaning, ensuring that meals are not only plentiful and nutritious, but also served on time, every time. This role demands the skills of a CEO, a quartermaster, and a seasoned chef, all rolled into one. Her authority within this domain is absolute. While the male colony boss may manage the finances of the farm, the head cook manages the budget and resources of the kitchen, which is one of the largest and most critical departments. The women who work under her learn discipline, teamwork, and the importance of efficiency. It is a training ground for future leaders. Therefore, the communal kitchen is far more than a place for food preparation. It is a powerful institution within Hutterite society, a matriarchal hub that ensures the physical well-being and daily rhythm of the colony. Adjacent to the kitchen, and just as vital, lies another domain ruled by women, the colony garden. This is not the small backyard plot many might picture. The Hutterite garden is vast, sprawling across several acres. It's a testament to horticultural skill and relentless hard work. Here, a head gardener presides over her green kingdom. She produces an astonishing variety and quantity of vegetables and herbs for the year. She is an agricultural scientist, she is a planner, she is a crew foreman all in one. Her year is a cycle of intense planning and labor. In the dead of winter, she maps garden plots, orders seeds, and plans the planting schedule to secure continuous harvests from spring to the first frost. She directs teams of women and older children in planting, weeding, watering, and harvesting. It's backbreaking work done without many of the large machines used in the colony's commercial fields. The knowledge required is immense, passed down through generations. She masters crop rotation, natural pest control, and soil health to maximize yield and ensure long-term productivity. The garden's success drives the colony's self-sufficiency and health. Summer bounty fills the communal pantry and is canned, frozen, and preserved to sustain the community through the long winter months. She coordinates closely with the head cook, a powerful managerial partnership ensuring the colony's food. The head gardener is a key contributor to economic and physical well-being. Like the head cook, she commands immense respect. Her word is law in the garden. In this green kingdom, a woman's leadership is visible, tangible, and absolutely essential to the colony's survival. In every Hutterite colony, there is a sewing room much like the kitchen and the garden. It is a world managed and operated entirely by women. This space is responsible for clothing every man, every woman, every child in the community. The Schneiderin, or head seamstress, is another matriarchal figure whose skills and organizational abilities are honestly just paramount. She oversees the entire process of textile management, ordering massive bolts of fabric cutting patterns, supervising the assembly of every garment. Hutterite clothing is not just about modesty. It is a uniform that signifies their identity and separation from the outside world. The sewing room is where that identity is literally stitched together. The head seamstress manages a complex production line. She must keep track of the needs of a growing and changing population, ensuring that children have new clothes as they grow. Men have durable work attire, every member has appropriate dress for church and daily life. Beyond the creation of new garments, the sewing room is also the center for mending and repair. In a society that values frugality and shuns waste, nothing is thrown away if it can be fixed. The sewing room is a social hub, a place where women work together, share news, and offer support. It is here that younger women learn not only the practical skills of sewing, but also the social graces and expectations of the community. She is not just making clothes, she is weaving the very fabric of her community one stitch at a time. While men hold the formal votes in the council meetings, it would be a mistake to think that decisions are made in a vacuum. Hutterite women wield a significant, albeit informal power that shapes the colony's choices from behind the scenes. This influence is exercised through the strong social networks they cultivate and maintain. Women are the primary communicators within the colony. They work together daily in the kitchen, they work together daily in the garden, they work together daily in the sewing room. These are not just workplaces, they are forums for discussion, debate, the formation of consensus. It is here that opinions are shared, concerns are raised, a collective female perspective begins to take shape. This informal network is incredibly powerful. A woman who is concerned about a particular issue, perhaps a problem with a school teacher, or a suggestion for a new piece of kitchen equipment, will first discuss it with her peers. By the time a man goes to the formal evening council meeting, his wife, his mother, his sisters have likely already discussed the matter at length. He arrives at that meeting not just with his own opinion, but with a clear understanding of the women's collective viewpoint. To ignore this is to risk creating disharmony within his own household and the broader community. This pillow talk diplomacy is a cornerstone of Hutterite governance. A wise colony leader knows that a decision made against the strong consensus of the women is unlikely to succeed. The women's support is essential for the smooth implementation of any new policy or project. Therefore, the women act as a crucial system of checks and balances on the formal male leadership. They are the guardians of the community's social and emotional health. Beyond their managerial roles, they cultivate a wide array of specialized skills that are vital to the community and provide them with a deep sense of purpose. One of the most respected of these is the practice of herbal medicine. In many colonies, there are women who possess a profound knowledge of traditional remedies, passed down through generations. They are the community's informal healers. They know which plants in the garden or the surrounding prairie can be used to make teas for fevers, salves for burns, or poultices for injuries. Before calling a doctor from the outside world, a Hutterite will often first consult one of these knowledgeable women. This role as a healer gives a woman a unique and revered status. Another highly valued skill is quilting. Hutterite quilts are works of art, known for their intricate patterns and meticulous craftsmanship. But they are much more than just beautiful blankets. Quilting is a communal activity where women gather to work on a single project, reinforcing social bonds as they stitch. The quilts themselves are deeply symbolic. They are made for weddings, providing a new couple with a tangible symbol of the community's support. They are also a key part of a woman's dowry, a showcase of her skill and dedication. The ability to create these beautiful functional items is a source of great pride and a marker of a woman's place within the community. These skills, from preserving massive quantities of food to crafting intricate quilts and practicing herbal medicine, are the foundation of a purposeful life. In Hutterite society, a woman's contribution is visible, tangible, and undeniably essential. She sees the direct results of her labor every single day, in the food on the table, the clothes on her family's back, and the health of her community. This creates a powerful sense of belonging and self-worth that is not tied to a paycheck or external validation, but to her integral role in the collective enterprise. Her hands are not idle, they are constantly building, healing, and strengthening the world she inhabits. When we place the life of a Hutterite woman alongside that of her contemporary in mainstream American society, the contrasts are stark. The modern woman has fought for and won a world of choice. She can pursue any career live anywhere she chooses, define her own identity outside the context of family or community. Her life is one of individualism, personal ambition, pursuit of self-fulfillment. She has access to formal power, holding positions in corner offices, legislative chambers. However, this freedom and choice come with their own set of complex challenges. The modern American woman often juggles the immense pressure of a career with the lingering expectations of domestic life, often called the second shift. She may feel isolated, disconnected from a strong, supportive community network. The pursuit of individual success can be a lonely one. Her purpose is something she must often create for herself, sometimes struggling to find meaning in a world of endless options and fleeting connections. The have-it-all ideal can feel less like a victory and more like an impossible standard, leading to burnout and a sense of profound anxiety. In contrast, the Hutterite woman's life is one of interdependence, not independence. Her identity is inextricably linked to her community. Her life's path is clearly defined and her purpose is never in doubt. She is surrounded by a multi-generational support system of other women who share her workload, share her joys, and share her sorrows. There is a profound security in this collective life. She will never be lonely, she will never be without help in raising her children, she will never question whether her work is valuable. Her contributions are the very bedrock of her society, and she is honored for them within that context. This comparison is not meant to suggest that one way of life is superior to the other, rather it highlights a fundamental difference in values. Hutterite society prioritizes the collective over the individual, security over choice, interdependence over autonomy. The modern world champions the opposite. For the Hutterite woman, power and purpose are found in her indispensable role within the group. For the modern woman, they are found in her ability to chart her own course. It is a tale of two different approaches to a meaningful life, each with its own strengths and trade-offs, reflecting the deep questions we all face about what it means to live a good life. In the final analysis, the story of Hutterite women is a powerful lesson in looking beyond the surface of things. What at first appears to be a rigid patriarchy reveals a complex dual-system society. A community built on two great pillars: formal, external-facing male leadership, essential, internal female leadership. One cannot stand without the other. Men steer the colony in the wider world. Women manage the ship itself, fed, clothed, cared for. Life aboard is harmonious and orderly. The matriarchs, head cook, head gardener, head seamstress, managers of a high order. They preside over complex operations, with skill, foresight, unquestioned authority. Their work is not secondary, it's the foundation. Without their logistical genius, the communal experiment would collapse. Quiet engine, steady heart, strong hands, making Hutterite life possible day in and day out. Their influence goes beyond management. Through dense social networks, through family life, they act as the conscience of the community, a moderating force on male leadership, decisions tempered with compassion, and practical concern for everyone's well-being, keepers of tradition, healers, teachers, the social glue binding hundreds into one body. Their power isn't written in rules, it's felt in every corner of the colony, in every meal served, in every child raised. Governance and survival are more nuanced than they first appear. Women are not mere subjects, they are co-creators and essential pillars. Their lives remind us power takes many forms. The most important contributions often happen quietly, away from the spotlight. The Hutterite woman's strength is the foundation stone of her community, unseen by many but the bedrock of her world, an enduring legacy of quiet, indispensable power. The Hutterite model for women's roles is built on tradition and interdependence. How does this compare to the challenges and freedoms women face in modern society? We'd love to read your perspective in the comments. The powerful social fabric woven by the women of the colony is the foundation upon which their entire system of order rests. To understand how this community governs itself without police or courts, click on the video on your screen now to watch our previous episode, The Unseen Government. Thank you for joining us on the Colony Legacy.